Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have your most recent note. The time is 3:05. It reads as follows. The jury has reached a unanimous decision. Please pay attention to the clerk.
Will the foreperson please rise? Will the defendant please rise and face the jury? How do you find the defendant, Angela Pollina, as to count 1, murder in the second degree? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
How do you find the defendant, Angela Pollina, as to count 2, endangering the welfare of a child? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
How do you find the defendant as to count 3, endangering the welfare of a child? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
How do you find the defendant as to count 4, endangering the welfare of a child? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
How do you find the defendant as to count 5, endangering the welfare of a child? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, listen to your verdict as the court records it. You say you find the defendant as to count 1, murder in the second degree, guilty. As to count 2, endangering the welfare of a child, guilty. As to count 3, endangering the welfare of a child, guilty. As to count 4, endangering the welfare of a child, guilty. As to count 5, endangering the welfare of a child, guilty. So say you all?
Yes. Yes.
Do you want the jury polled?
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay,
The verdict is known, Mr. Judge.
thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Part 7 of the Superior Criminal Court, we all want to thank you for your jury service. This was a tough case. I watched you for the last 2 weeks. I saw you were paying attention to everything that was going on in this courtroom, and we all appreciate that. It was tough. I can see it in your faces. It was tough for everybody. But again, I want to thank you on behalf of the court system. Thank you for serving as jurors. I'm going to come in just a moment to speak with you before you leave in the jury room, if that's okay. And I think the alternates want to join you as well. All right? Thanks again, and we'll talk to you in just a moment. Retire the jury.
Responding.
What's the in court?
411.
Either side wish to be heard at this point, people?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Toohey?
No, Your Honor.
All right. What's the,
April 11th, Your Honor.
for sentencing? Is that good for you?
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll put this on for April 11th for sentencing.